Hello and welcome. Today I am going to return to Ardennes 2024. Yeah, 2024. It is past already, but when the game was made it was the future. And today I am going to play Bastogne scenario. This is the very first scenario and it means to be somehow introductory scenario for the game and entire system because it contains very few units and only 3 turns. We have a German 21st Armored Brigade in this scenario and 2 Luxembourg battalions only, and the German goal is to capture Bastogne in these 3 turns. There isn't much else to do in this scenario, but there are American reinforcements coming, so Germans have to move swiftly. Okay, that would be all. We are starting with turn 1, and in the turn 1 German player has 4 points of Air Force, 3 points of combat helicopters and 1 point of electronic warfare. So, what Germans are going to do? Well, attack, by all means. So, I will move my tank battalion 1, 2 and 3, and this mechanized battalion 1, 2. Now, I can simply move with the other unit, but maybe I would like to move through the river. Let me check. I would need 2 points to move through the river and 2 points to move on the roof terrain, so that's fine, I can make it. And now, next thing that I'm going to do is to give my remaining 2 units orders to wait. Why? I will give them strategic movement order and they will wait for the possible results of this attack. If the Germans will be able to drive this unit away or maybe even destroy it, that would be amazing, then my units will be able to move after the combat will be resolved. So let's try, maybe it will be effective. So now I can resolve my attack. I have 3 plus 5, so it's 12. Now I will use this artillery, so it will be 20. This artillery 26, and I have 4 points of my Air Force, so I will use all of them, so I have 30. So this is 10 to 1, 30 versus 3. Now modifiers. -1 because of the star, so 9 to 1. -1 because of the fortification, so 8 to 1. And -2 because of the roof terrain. So it is 6 to 1. Not bad. So let's see how good it will be. We have 6 to 1. Oh, 6. I hoped it will be a bit better. And 6 to 1 is B3. So they have to retreat 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. And undergo 2 morale checks. So, oh, even the first one is failed. So they are disorganized already. And now my Germans are performing pursuit on this hex. Okay, that's all when it comes to the combat. And now I can make movement with these units. They can move as they like, but they cannot enter hexes that are in the enemy zones of control. Yes, despite being disorganized, this unit still holds zone of control. So let's move. 1, 2, 3. It was mountain road. Now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This unit moves the same, but it has one more movement point, so it moves here, 9. And now headquarter goes there, and this motorized unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I thought they will move better, but well, this is the problem of mountain roads that are quite costly to move even for the fast units. Okay, so that's all when it comes to the German actions. Let's go to Allies next. And now in the turn 1 we have no reinforcements for Allies, so I can only use these two battalions, so not much to move actually. Okay, one move point to leave enemy zone of control, so 1, 2 and 3. I will move like that, and because I am moving, I cannot reorganize this unit, so they have to keep their disorganization marker. That's bad. And that would be all when it comes to the day 1. We are moving into turn 2. So, in the turn 2, Germans still hold initiative when it comes to the air and combat helicopters. Allies have no any of these in the day 2. Yeah. So that's all. And now let's go to German actions. So again, I wonder if the best thing would be to simply try to drive them away and open my way onto the Bastogne. This seems to be most logical idea. So 1, 2 and 1, 2, and leave the other guys for the strategic movement. So I will make better use for them, because adding them to this attack will give me nothing much. But from the other hand, I wonder, let me think, if I can try to move somewhere here. My units aren't strong enough to perform their own attacks on Bastogne, but let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Sorry, you guys go here, and this one will wait for some better opportunity. My artillery is flipped back to being able to fire again, and that would be all when it comes to the German actions in the turn 2. So now let's go to German attacks. So they are attacking, and this unit has its strength halved because of being disorganized. So they have 12, 20, and this is already 10 to 1. And now a roof terrain, so it's -2, so there is 8 to 1. Let's make a roll. Oh my god, 11. That's a very bad result. 8 to 1, 11, -1, B2. So they have to retreat 2 hexes, 1, 2. They have to undergo morale check, and they passed. That was closed, but they passed. And now Germans have to suffer 1 step loss. Okay, that was a costly victory. And now I can make a move with this unit. So let me think if there is any good way to move them. Well, this hex is still in the enemy zone of control. If they would be forced to retreat 3 hexes, then this hex will be free and I will be able to ride somewhere here. But no, I cannot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, that's all I can do, not much. And this concludes German actions in the turn 2. Now Allies. First of all, I get a reinforcements. Hurrah! Good news is that I have a reinforcement. The bad news is this reinforcement is just one American airborne battalion, so nothing really impressive. So I think I will make them land here because they can only land on the clear terrain and in the roof terrain. They cannot land on the mountains, on the towns, or on the woods. I guess it makes sense. So this battalion lands here, and they have half of their movement points to spend. Now, the question is, what are they going to do? They can simply take the Bastogne and enforce its defense, which is one of the options I have, or they can simply be placed here and defend this flank, making sure that Germans won't be able to attack Bastogne alone. I think that I will move this weakened battalion 1, 2, 3, 4, so they will join Bastogne's defense, and the other unit will go here and they will let me think. They will have 1-1 plus 1 for the star, so it will be 2-1, but German headquarters provides plus 1 and roof terrain also provides its modifier, so I don't think this will make more sense. Also, Germans have this artillery here, they can call support, so looks like my idea of counterattacking isn't very good. So I will simply leave this battalion here to provide protection to this area. They are now controlling all these roads around, so Germans won't be able to simply cross them quickly and surround Bastogne. So that would be all when it comes to this turn. Yeah, that would be all when it comes to this turn. We are moving into turn 3. And now, the situation is going to be a bit different now, because in this turn Allies gain their air force. So Allies have 4 points and Germans have 2 points. So now we need to make a roll for the air support, and now Germans 1 plus 2 is 3 and Allies 1 plus 4 is 5. So Allies won a victory domination, and now, since both sides were involved, we need to make a roll for the Allied losses. So, no losses, that's great. So Allies have 4 air points to use in this turn. Okay, this might complicate German actions a bit. But still, Germans are moving first, and what is their plan? Well, the plan is simply to seize the Bastogne. So, my motorized units will go here and they'll try to attack the city, while my mechanized units, I will move like that and I will spread their attacks. Tanks will go on the American airborne unit, and mechanized unit will join the attack on Bastogne. Okay, this is going to be interesting now, because Germans are attacking, and how strong they are. 4, 8, 11 and 14. So they have 14 because tanks are attacking this parachute unit. So 14, 20 and 28. So we have 28 versus 4. That's not bad, but Allies have 4 air points, and now they are going to use them to help the defenders. When you are using your air force for the defense, you halve these points. So they had 4, so now they can use 2. So I have +2 for my defense. And now combat helicopters. Allies had 4 of them, so they can call their combat helicopters to support, but there is a difference when it comes to the combat helicopters and Air Force. As for the Air Force, you are rolling for the losses and for the possibility of use combat helicopters at the beginning of the turn in the air phase. But for the combat helicopters, you are rolling right before the combat. So, enemy might even have air superiority, but you are still able to use your combat helicopters. And the Germans are going to use 3 points of their combat helicopters, and Allies are calling for their combat helicopters. So now I need to make rolls for each of these combat helicopters group to see how many points they will be able to use in this combat. Allies had 4 and now 5, so they still have 4. And Germans had 3 and they lost 2. So Germans will have 1, so this will total their points of strength to 29. Let me remember this, because this is something that I tend to forget. So Germans had 29 and now Allies 4 plus 2 from Air Force, so it's 6, and plus 2 from combat helicopters, it is 8. So we have 29 to 8. This is going to be 3 to 1. And now modifiers. 4 to 1 because of the hit quarter. 5 to 1 because of 3 or more units of the same division attacking in the same attack. So 5 to 1. And now 4 to 1 because of the star, 3 to 1 because of the fortification, 2 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, and 1 to 1 for the town. Yeah, 1 to 1 for the town. So total odds are 1 to 1. So the roll will tell. Okay, looks like Germans were lucky. 6, it is B1. So defender has to suffer 1 loss or to retreat from the hex. So this Luxembourg battalion decides to pay the price with the blood of their soldiers, but to hold Bastogne. And now, because there was 6, so that's all. Now these tanks are attacking this airborne unit. They have 6 versus 3, so it will be 2 to 1. And now 3 to 1 because of why I'm not using star? Because you don't get star modifier when you are fighting against infantry. Star works only against mechanized and motorized units. So I have 7 to 3, so it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1 because of the hit quarter, 2 to 1 because of the star, 1 to 1 and 1 to 2 because of the roof terrain. So it's 1 to 2 for Germans, and 10. This is A2 minus 1 minus 1. So Germans have to retreat 2 hexes, 1, 2, and suffer 1 loss. They have to undergo morale check because they were forced to retreat 2 hexes. They passed, and Allies suffer 1 loss. And now Allies get reinforcement, 1 infantry battalion. And this battalion comes from the southern edge, I believe. Let me check. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they won't have much to do. So this concludes the scenario. Like I said, it's pretty short scenario. It takes 3 turns only, but allies managed to hold the Bastogne. Yeah, so they won. Germans made a quick ride, but well, they still weren't lucky enough to make it. So that would be all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.